And here is our Protoss player who myself, Wolf, and probably many others thought would just wipe out YoDa. Is struggling here to retain his position.
NS 소속 Tassadar.
Tassadar drops down into the green on his headset a little bit there. Oh, one-handed. And here is his challenger. Not very good generally versus Protoss, but he's showing it here.
I am YoDa.
That he can compete against Protoss when he does crazy one-base weird all-ins when against the Protoss who doesn't respond.
Yeah, it was like I think what Tassadar wanted to do is use Phoenixes to harass and then take an expansion. But then
Why didn't he ever expand?
But then what happened was he was like, well, yeah, he was like, well, if I make a Nexus, he knows that every good Protoss knows that if you make a Nexus when your opponent's doing that, you die. But if you're able to buy time a lot with those Phoenixes, you know exactly what's going on. You can make a Nexus, or you can see with the Phoenix, and then you already have Twilight Council tech, and then you make it like 2 storms, and like the game ends. The storm like on top of the Marines that like hits the point defense turn 2, that dies.
That would have been pretty epic, actually.
And you know,
can you feedback the point defense turn?
You can, and you could. Then they removed it. They considered the point defense turn a structure, and then you couldn't feedback it. And then again, they put it back, so now you can feedback it again.
I see.
Unless that's changed again, since it changed like twice. But I'm pretty sure you can feedback it now.
I don't know, man. This is the map Dual Sight. I love this map, man. I really like that. It's just really cool. The like light and dark sides of the map.
Yeah.
The green verdant forest on the left, and the like lava and desolate rocks on the right.
It's like the Shire and Mordor.
Yeah, exactly.
We're actually playing on Middle Earth.
That's right.
So Tassadar here is
like,
the Hobbit.
There's like flames coming out of the ground to like protect things, stop vision on the right side of the map, and there's like trees on the left.
Yeah.
Block vision. Anyway, so YoDa's going to come in here and scout Tassadar as well. Pretty normal stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Move along.
You don't need to see their identification. Second gas going up for YoDa, making it factory again. Things went well for him last time. Why change what works?
Do you think he's going to go for the same, like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Siege tank all in?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I don't think we're going to see Tassadar do what he did last game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was part of that loss, is that Tassadar made... maybe not. Tassadar made a bunch of Phoenixes, and I don't think he quite got as much out of them as he needed to. Like, he killed like 4 or 5 SCVs, maybe 6 or 7. Like, he didn't actually kill very much with the Phoenixes, and that was a really major investment.
Yeah, you had to use the Phoenixes to secure a Nexus or do something. If you made a Nexus not at his natural but at another location, things could have gone okay for him. He could have kept harassing. Well, I'm kind of curious to see. I mean, he could do the same build he did last game. He could also, though, do a Void Ray all-in, which is what I expected to see last game.
And he does have enough in the bank. When this Stargate finishes, we're going to find out.
And it is going to be a Void Ray first.
It's going to be a Void Ray.
Yeah, it's going to be an all-in. Adding, it's gone to 3 gates.
Banshee. So YoDa doing the same thing also.
Now,
for the most part.
Remember though, Cloak can come into play here. It doesn't necessarily have to. More importantly though, when the Viking comes out, it's very difficult to keep the Void Ray alive. Now if the Void Ray falls, there's no more vision, you can't attack up the ramp, it's very difficult to pull off the all-in once that happens. That's why it's very difficult to use this all-in against someone who's teching. It's more effective against someone who's going for like a 2 barracks play or 1 barracks expand.
He actually is making a second Void Ray and is going to just keep his first in his main there.
And YoDa makes a Viking blindly. He's like already making it.
Nice.
SCV does not see the Void Ray though, only sees those 3 gateway units.
That's interesting. And he's warping in more here at the front, so it is going to be this Void Ray all in. Second Void Ray is going to follow.
This is going to be pretty hard to stop for YoDa, but he has the Viking out. All he needs to do is target down the Void Ray.
Yeah, actually he might be okay pretty easily. That Viking has so much range, he can just shell the Void Ray. Yeah, Void Ray cannot do much. He actually does a force.
He's about to lose the Void Ray. Remember, a second Void Ray is coming though.
And
Tassadar
YoDa loses all of his Marines outside of the bunker though.
Yeah, Tassadar is in a pretty good spot now, and the Viking is still a pretty big threat, but he has 2 Void Rays now. He needs to kill the bunker somehow, but he's going to be very safe about this. Remember, Siege Mode's on the way, even a Raven coming out to help. And when Siege Mode finishes, it's going to be very difficult to use those Stalkers.
Yeah.
I think YoDa's going to hold here.
With Siege Mode and a Viking, there's no way Tassadar can break it.
Yeah, I think he's going to hold. It's all going to come down to this. Going for it, he's going to target down the bunker. Force Field goes down, the bunker will fall. He may break through here.
There's 2 Void Rays powering things down pretty quick. The Viking just doesn't have enough damage to kill the Void Rays quick enough. And
Siege tanks are done, but you can target those down with his Voiders. They'll go down pretty quickly. He needs to warp in more Zealots. For some reason, warping in Sentries. I'm not sure if I agree with that.
Well, it looks like he might. It looks like it might be done. And he might just be like, all right, well, now I need these sentries early so they can build up energy long term. And yeah, he's going to expand off this.
This is actually the worst possible thing he could do. He's going to make a Nexus.
Even with the siege tanks?
And the siege tanks are going to actually unsiege. He's going to get a few more Marines. He's going to bring a Raven, and he's going to attack, and Tassadar is going to die.
Oh, right, the counterattack.
Yeah, he needs to keep putting on pressure here.
Okay, well, he is putting on some pressure after all, but like you said, he's got sentries now.
Yeah, this is weird.
I thought he was just going to turn around and go home and try and defend, and that's why he wanted the sentries for later on in the game.
Yeah, well, in about 45 seconds, YoDa's going to actually just laugh if he keeps poking. He's just going to, like, chase him down the ramp and then leave. He might be trying to do a contained with these sentries. That's the only thing I could possibly think is what these sentries are for.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
He may be trying to bait the Marines out, trap them outside, and then kill them. That it could be his plan. But there are medevacs out now. In fact, he's going to send a bunch of Marines in the dropship.
Interesting.
Bring some SCVs up to repair the potential attack while he sends a lot of Marines out.
And Tassadar kind of going back and forth. Can't decide if he wants to go home or stay. Also just kind of patrolling around the middle, making sure he's looking for anything out there.
YoDa needs to commit more. He needs to decide what he wants to do. This Phoenix is going to be very annoying. I feel like if YoDa just lets Tassadar take a Nexus, then he's going to lose. But I think he is nervous about the sentries. He doesn't want to break down the ramp too forcibly, but he could siege up his tanks closer to the edge and then do it. But this drop...
He's actually not just letting him get away with it.
Yeah, this drop could do a ton of damage.
I think he sees the expansion there. He saw the probes at least. He's actually going around to the main, which means he's only going to have warp-ins to deal with this because his army is so far out right now. It won't be able to deal with the drop. Does he have... I don't think he has stim, though.
Nope, and here comes the counterattack from YoDa.
There's
and
the drop.
Here's the drop, dropping on top of probes. He's going to pull a lot of the forces of Tassadar back into the main, and when that happens, the counterattack from YoDa is going to hit the natural, and I think Tassadar will be ripped to pieces here.
Yeah, he's going to like try and kill this pylon and probably lift up and get out, or maybe actually he can't now that the Void Rays are back. But yeah, so this drop is going to get cleaned up, but like you said, the main force is now barreling down upon Tassadar's expansion base.
He's got one Colossus on the way. He's going to need that. The probes are already running away. They know they can't really stick around. No, those are just the probes right from the Marines. They'll take it back. They're transferring it back. Yeah, he's not going to be able to hold this Nexus. He's going to mine there as long as he can.
Now that he's in position, it's going to be hard to break YoDa because he can just put down a point defense drone. It'll be really hard to break. YoDa does need to be careful not to overcommit to chasing.
Well, yeah, he needs to actually just go and start hitting the Nexus. There he goes. And there are a lot of SCVs involved in this. The Colossus is out, though. He needs to be very careful about that. He needs to target that down.
Yeah, he needs to get the Viking to target that down. Also the siege tanks, if he can.
Point defense drone goes down. Good force fields here. Tassadar may end up holding, but the Colossus is going to fall. And the Zealots doing a lot of damage to the point defense drone, absorbing a lot of the shots. The Void Ray is charged, but more Marines running in, and it looks like Tassadar may lose here in what I think may be the biggest upset of today.
Definitely will be Tassadar, the second place from last season of Code A. Definitely Code A class. GG's, and YoDa is going to advance to the quarterfinals of Code A and have a shot at the up and down matches.
Yeah, man.
Wow. I did not expect that at all.
It's
a good thing there are no liquid bets today, man.
It's a good thing. Well, Tassadar made a bad choice. He decided to go and make a Nexus, and when you do that and your opponent's doing this, it's like the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, if he'd waited for, a couple Colossus, I don't know. Like, that's kind of what he needed was, like, a couple Colossus or something more to deal with that push. And it was well executed by YoDa, though. You got good positioning. The point defense drone really helped him out. He targeted down the Colossus that was there with his siege tanks. So I think he was targeting with the siege tanks.
Yeah, he was.
Because it went down pretty fast. Yep. So he executed that really well. But yeah, Tassadar got a little bit too greedy.
He made the sentries. If you make the Nexus and you make some Stalkers, you can hold a little bit easier maybe, or you make some more Zealots. But if you make the sentries, it's like, well, you're just asking to die, and he didn't contain with them. I thought maybe he would try to contain with them in the Void Rays, because it's very difficult to get out of your base with the dropship if they've got 2 Void Rays and sentries, like blocking the ramp. He tries to get out with the dropship to use the Void Rays, and I was thinking in my head, like, maybe he's got this master plan, but he just didn't. And the attack came, like I said, and he died. And that's what happened.
Yeah, man.
What are the sentries for? I don't know what they're for.
Yeah. Well,
he like force fielded the Marines, and the Zealots were like...
He force fielded the Marines, but there's like 3 Zealots there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so here is our current bracket. Ganji, beating Fruit Dealer, is now going to play against the winner of Sniper versus Czech. And Slayer's Tasia, who defeated SC, is now going to have to go against JYP, the up-and-comer here. Both of those guys up-and-comers, actually. And then, of course, YoDa, beating Tassadar, is going to now face the winner of Lenok versus Maka. That's tomorrow. And also tomorrow is Jockji versus Lucky, and Ring King versus Yu-Gi-Oh! The winner of those will play each other as well.
So yeah, Sniper versus Czech, Lenok versus Maka, Lucky versus Jockji, Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus Marine King. Those are some stacked Code A matches tomorrow. So make sure you tune into those.
Yeah, we've got a few, obviously Marine King, silver medalist here. Czech, former Code S player, I believe. Lenok, has Lenok beaten Code S?
Yeah, Lenok's been Code S.
Okay, I thought he had.
He fell out.
Maka, longtime player as well. Very big name there. So, yeah, could be some good stuff tomorrow.
Jockji, a very up-and-coming player.
And of course, remember, that's tomorrow at the earlier time,
yes.
1 p.m. Korea. But tonight, still got some GSTL going on. Wolf's going to be back to cast
I'm going to be back. I'm casting all night.
Casting all day and all night.
We've got 2 matches tonight. We've got F United versus MVP. I'm like not pointing at the right place. I'm just like pointing at your screen. F United versus MVP, and OGSTL versus TSL.
Yeah, the F standing for Fox of We Made Fox. So it's like the 3 players from We Made Fox plus the 3 global players, Phoenix, Thorzen, and Naniwa. United is a team.
United to form a team.
That's right. So that's
a touching story.
That's right.
Touching story. They've united, make a team.
Watch for the movie out on Christmas Day. Not really.
But nobody watches on Christmas Day because they're celebrating with their family?
That's right.
What's up with that?
Except for Jewish people go to the movies on Christmas Day sometimes.
Well, I just didn't know that. I didn't think about that. They don't
celebrate Christmas.
That's true. Or just people who don't celebrate Christmas in general.
The movies and Chinese food, that's the stereotype at least. Although actually, my family's Jewish, and we never had Chinese food on Christmas or anything like that.
Oh, well.
So, although that's because my mom is...
Is that like a tradition, or is that just like a joke?
No, it's like a joke, because Chinese restaurants, Chinese traditionally don't celebrate Christmas either.
Yeah.
So their restaurants are still open on Christmas,
right.
Christian-owned restaurants will give their employees the day off. That's where the joke comes from.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were like... I'm not Jewish, and I don't really have that many Jewish friends, so I was like, is that something that Jews do because it's funny, or like... I just didn't know.
No. It just comes from the idea that those are the only places open. It's like that. And
well, I'm going to tell my Jewish friends, the ones I do have, about this. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up. We'll see you guys next time. I'll be back for GSTL in just about an hour and a half.